So we've created our first platoon underneath Bravo Company, and now we're ready to continue fleshing out Bravo Company. But first we need to add something to first platoon, and that would be an officer. We'll do click add to first platoon. Nation of course stays the same, unit stays the same, leader stays the same. And we'll make this Lieutenant Jones. Now Lieutenant Jones goes at the bottom of the list because he was created underneath first platoon. So we just click and bring him up to right underneath the first platoon organizational item, or list, or header, or whatever you want to call it. But Lieutenant Jones doesn't have a weapon, so let's give him one. We'll make it simple. We'll simply copy one of the existing M16A1 entries, do a copy, then under first platoon do paste, and see it came in right underneath here. We'll just drag that up right underneath Lieutenant Jones, do a right-click edit, and change the number of weapons from 7 to 1. And there you go. Lieutenant Jones has his one rifle. A squad has a strength of 7 men, a strength of 8 men, 7 M16s, and 1 M60. Same with B squad and C squad. Now, per the order of battle that you created, you can create additional leaders, additional weapons, whatever. For this example, we have one more thing to do. We need to add 2 more platoons to this company. That's actually fairly simple to do. We highlight first platoon, right-click and say copy. Then we go to the Bravo Company entry, right-click and say paste, and there you are. We now have a second first platoon. If we simply do right-click edit, we can change the name of it, and we'll call it second platoon. And in second platoon, we have a Lieutenant Jones, which we have also in the first platoon, so we'll change that to Lieutenant Johnson. And again, we'll change the picture. We'll just hit randomly a few buttons. And we still have A squad, B squad, and C squad, and we can change those to D, E, and F, so the squads are all uniquely identified. And again, it's just a few clicks. This is an amazingly easy editor to use, and you'll find after a while using it that you don't think in terms of editing. You think of using the application. You simply think in terms of, I want this to be this, and you do it. And now we've renamed it into D, E, and F. And finally, we can create a third platoon. We just right-click, copy the second platoon, click Bravo Company, right-click and say paste. There's our additional second platoon, which we're now going to call third platoon. And again, we'll change the name of the leader, and we'll call him Lieutenant Newman. And again, we're leaving quality alone. We'll change the picture, just hit the button a few times, and we can change the name of the squads to G, big G, H, and we can change the picture of this one, go down a couple, and finally I squad, although I believe we only have J squads in the military, so we'll call it J, and change the picture view for this as well. And there you have it. I now have a fully fleshed out company underneath Bravo, the US side, and we have it equipped with weapons, and the way that you would do the North Vietnamese would be the same way. And when you're done, of course, you click save, and it will ask for a name. And don't use main OOB, that's sort of a default one, and just we'll call it $test, and that's the name that we're going to assign to this one. And that's pretty much all of the basics you need to know to use the Order of Battle editor. There's a few little tweaks, like when you add vehicles, but they all follow the same techniques that you've seen here.